Welcome to the deep dive.
Right.
Ready to dive into some pasted text today? We're going deep into the world of resumes. Um, what really works and what doesn't. It's going to be fun.
Sounds like someone's ready to go beyond those generic tips. Let's uncover those secrets.
Hmm.
The ones that make a resume truly stand out.
Okay, uncover secrets. I'm intrigued. But first, let's set the stage. What exactly are we diving into here?
Think of it this way. A resume isn't just a laundry list of everything you've ever done. It's more like a carnival mirror.
A carnival mirror.
Mhm.
Okay, now you have my attention.
Right. It reflects back what the employer needs to see. It's about being the solution to their problem, not just telling your life story.
So not my entire life story, just the highlights. Kind of like a movie trailer.
Exactly. A blockbuster trailer, you wouldn't show every scene, right?
Yeah.
Just the most exciting part, the ones that hook the audience. That's your resume.
Okay, so focus on the highlights.
Got it.
But how do I know which highlights to choose? Especially, when every job seems to ask for something different.
That's where tailoring comes in. Think about the specific role you're applying for. What are their pain points? What are their needs?
So let's say I'm applying for a data analyst position, and I'm really good at JavaScript. Should I always highlight that?
Well, is JavaScript mentioned in the job description?
Not always.
Then it might not be the most relevant highlight. Remember, you're trying to show them you're the solution, not just listing every skill you have.
Okay, less is more, focus on relevance.
Got it.
Got it. But there's something else, right, about how much time recruiters actually spend on resumes.
Ah, you're talking about the 6-second scan.
Yeah, 6 seconds. That's barely enough time to read the headline.
It's true. Recruiters are busy people. They have tons of resumes to go through, so you have to make every second count.
So how do we make those seconds count? Is that where the carnival mirror comes back in?
Exactly. You need to capture their attention instantly. Make them want to learn more. And one of the best ways to do that is through storytelling.
Storytelling. In a resume.
Yeah.
I thought it was all about bullet points and skills.
We humans, we love stories. We're hardwired for them. Even recruiters. A compelling narrative makes you memorable.
So instead of just listing skills, I should weave them into a story.
Exactly. Show them what you've accomplished, how you've made a difference. Give them a reason to care.
In my pasted text, there was this example. Increased sales revenue by 40% through data-driven strategies during a global downturn. That's a story in a sentence, right?
That's a great example. It's bold, specific, achievement-focused, and it shows resilience.
Wow, that's powerful. It's amazing what you can do with just a few words.
Every word on your resume should be working hard for you, especially when you only have 6 seconds to make an impression.
6 seconds. It really puts things into perspective.
Okay.
So how do we make sure our resumes are visually appealing in such a short time?
It's about making it easy to read. Think layout, structure, white space, guide the reader's eye.
I've always struggled with making my resume visually appealing while keeping it professional. Any tips?
Keep it clean and simple. Avoid fancy fonts or too many graphics. White space is your friend. It makes the text easier to digest.
What about those generic buzzwords everyone uses, like detail-oriented or team player?
Honestly, they're so overused they've lost our meaning. They don't tell the recruiter anything specific about you.
So instead of saying team player, I might say something like collaborated effectively with cross-functional teams.
Exactly. Show them what you did, how you did it, and the positive outcome. Be specific. Be impactful.
Okay, got it. Be specific, show impact. But there's this whole other layer to this, right? The ATS applicant tracking systems. It all feels kind of like a conspiracy theory.
The ATS, a necessary evil, some might say. It's software that many companies use to filter resumes before a human even sees them.
So my resume could be amazing, but if it doesn't pass the ATS test, it's game over.
Unfortunately, yes. Think of the ATS as a gatekeeper. It's looking for specific keywords to let you through.
So I have to use the exact same wording as the job description. No synonyms, no creativity.
Pretty much. If the job description says experience in agile methodology, your resume better say experience in agile methodology. The ATS is all about matching.
Ugh. It's like talking to a robot. No room for nuance.
It can be frustrating, but it's the reality of the job market. Think of it as a game. You might not like the rules, but you have to learn how to play.
Okay, so play the game, use the exact keywords. What else can I do to get past this digital gatekeeper?
Remember all that talk about visually appealing designs? The ATS doesn't care. It actually prefers simple, clean layouts. Easy to parse.
Wait, so all that effort to make it pretty could actually work against me?
It's possible. Stick to basic fonts, clear headings, straightforward structure. Make it easy for the ATS to extract the information it needs.
So less is more when it comes to ATS-friendly formatting.
You got it. And remember to quantify your achievements. The ATS loves data. Don't just say you manage a team, say manage a team of 10, increasing output by 25% in 6 months.
Data is king. Got it. But there's one more piece of the puzzle, right? LinkedIn.
You're right, LinkedIn is often the first place a recruiter looks, even before your resume.
So it's not just for networking, it's like a pre-resume sneak peek.
Exactly. Consistency is key. Make sure your LinkedIn profile matches your resume, job titles, dates, everything.
Makes sense. Wouldn't want to raise any red flags.
Right. You want to build trust and credibility, and don't waste that valuable headline space. Use
Oh.
it to showcase your value proposition, not just your job title.
Like, instead of just analyst at XYZ company, I could say driving $2 M's plus revenue growth through market insights.
Now you're getting it. It's like a mini elevator pitch right at the top of your profile.
Wow, I'm starting to feel like I'm unlocking all these secret strategies.
And we're just getting started. There's still so much more to explore, like using data effectively, highlighting leadership skills, and making strategic choices about certifications.
This is all gold. I'm taking notes. But for now, we're going to take a quick break. Be right back with more deep dive insights. And we're back. This deep dive into resumes is seriously mind-blowing. It's like all those hidden rules are finally being revealed.
Exactly. And once you understand the rules, you can start playing the game strategically.
Okay, strategically, I like it. So we've talked about storytelling, highlighting accomplishments, but there's one element we haven't explored fully: numbers.
Ah, yes. Numbers. They're the language of success. They provide concrete evidence of your impact.
My pasted text submission was all about using numbers, packing resumes with them. But is it really that simple? Just throw some numbers in and call it a day.
Well, not quite.
Yeah.
It's not just about adding numbers randomly. It's about using them strategically to quantify your accomplishments, to paint a clear picture of your value.
So instead of just saying improve team efficiency, I might say something like implemented a new project management system that reduced project completion time by 15%.
Perfect example. Now you're talking. You've taken a vague statement and made it concrete, measurable. You've shown the recruiter exactly what you achieved.
But what about context? My pasted text also warned about using numbers without the right background information.
You're right, context is key. Saying increased revenue by 30% sounds impressive, but it's meaningless without knowing the starting point.
Right. 30% of what? $1,000, $1,000,000.
Exactly. So paint the whole picture. Quantify the starting point and the end result. For example, increased monthly sales revenue from $50,000 to $65,000. See the difference?
I do. It's not just the percentage, it's the real impact I made.
And remember, numbers can quantify all sorts of achievements, not just financial ones. Project completion rates, customer satisfaction scores, website traffic, even the number of people you've mentored.
I'm realizing I've probably overlooked a lot of my accomplishments because I didn't think they were number worthy.
It happens all the time. We downplay our successes, but trust me, there are numbers hidden everywhere. You just have to look for them.
I'm ready to start digging. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about leadership. It's a quality employers love, but it's often associated with management positions. But my pasted text suggests leadership can be demonstrated in any role.
Absolutely. Leadership isn't about your title. It's about your actions. It's about taking initiative, solving problems, inspiring others, regardless of your position.
The submission gave some great examples, like leading a workshop, onboarding a new hire, mentoring a colleague.
Those are all excellent examples. It's about stepping up, taking ownership, making a positive impact, even if it wasn't in your job description.
So even if I haven't had a formal leadership role, I can still showcase those skills.
Of course. Think about times you took initiative, solved problems, helped others succeed. Those are leadership qualities. Highlight them.
Wow, this is eye-opening. It means everyone has the potential to be a leader.
Exactly. It's about recognizing your transferable skills. Communication, collaboration, decision-making, conflict resolution. These are all leadership qualities, and they're valuable in any role.
I'm definitely going to look at my experiences through a new lens now. Okay, we've covered numbers, leadership. My head is spinning. But there's one more topic I have to ask about: certifications. Are they really that important?
It's a great question. Certifications can be valuable, but only if they're relevant. Think of them like specialized tools. You wouldn't use a hammer to tighten a screw, right?
Right tool for the right job. Makes sense. So how do I know which certifications are worth it?
My pasted text submission talked about high-impact certifications versus generic ones, the ones that actually add value.
It mentioned things like PMP or Google Analytics as being highly valuable.
Yes. Those certifications show specialized knowledge, in-demand skills. They tell employers you've invested in your expertise.
But a generic leadership course from years ago probably wouldn't impress anyone, right?
Probably not. Recruiters want to see how you've applied your knowledge, not just that you've sat through a course.
So it's not about listing certifications, it's about showing how they've helped me achieve results.
Exactly. Highlight how you've used that knowledge to make a tangible impact. For example, leverage PMP certification to manage a software project, delivering on time and within budget.
Okay, I'm seeing the pattern here. Show, don't just tell, demonstrate the value I bring.
You've got it. It's all about showcasing your potential. And certifications can be a part of that, but only if they're presented strategically.
This whole conversation has been a revelation. I feel like I have a whole new arsenal of tools at my disposal.
And remember, it's not about achieving perfection. It's about progress.
That's a relief. My pasted text also said, a perfect resume is a myth. Better to have a good resume that gets sent than a perfect one that never sees the light of day, right?
Absolutely. Action beats intention every time. Don't let perfectionism paralyze you. Get your resume out there, start applying, and see what happens. You can always tweak and refine as you go.
So progress over perfection, done, is better than perfect. I like it.
And remember, the job search process itself is a learning experience. You'll figure out what works and what doesn't, and you'll keep getting better.
This whole conversation has really shifted my perspective. I'm starting to see my resume as an opportunity, not a chore. But with all this information, I'm still feeling a bit overwhelmed. Where do I even begin?
It's understandable to feel overwhelmed, but remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Pick one or two areas to focus on first. Maybe quantifying your achievements or revamping your LinkedIn profile.
Okay, break it down into manageable steps. Don't try to do everything at once. Good advice. But what's the most important takeaway for our listeners? What's the one thing they should remember?
Remember this. You are in control. The resume game might feel rigged, but you have the power to change the game. You have the power to tell your story, to showcase your value, to make yourself stand out.
That's powerful. It's not about following rules blindly. It's about understanding the system and using it to my advantage.
Exactly. It's about being strategic, creative, persistent. It's about putting in the effort and believing in yourself.
I'm feeling inspired and empowered. This deep dive has been incredible.
That's what we like to hear. And remember, this is just the beginning. The journey of career development never ends. Keep learning, keep experimenting, keep refining your approach.
Well, listeners, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from the carnival mirror to the 6-second scam to the power of data and storytelling. We've explored the hidden mechanisms of the resume game and uncovered strategies to help you stand out.
We hope you've gained valuable insights and feel equipped to tackle your resume with confidence and a strategic mindset.
And remember, the best way to master the resume game is to put what you've learned into practice. Don't be afraid to experiment, iterate, and keep refining your approach until you find what works best for you.
Until next time, happy diving.
Wow, this deep dive into resumes has been a game changer. I'm seriously seeing my resume in a whole new light. Like, it's not just a document, it's a strategic tool.
I love that. A strategic tool. That's the shift in perspective we were aiming for. It's about going beyond the traditional view of a resume and embracing a more data-driven, strategic approach.
Yeah, we've uncovered so much.
Yeah.
The carnival mirror, the 6-second scans, storytelling, data, the ATS. It's like we've cracked the code.
And remember, it's not about memorizing a bunch of rules. It's about understanding the principles and making them work for you. You're the director, your resume is the script.
You know, before this deep dive, I felt kind of lost. But now I feel like I have a map and a compass guiding me towards my career goals.
Love that analogy. It's about having the tools and knowledge to navigate the job market with confidence.
But it's easy to feel overwhelmed with all this new information. Where do I even start?
Don't let the information overload paralyze you. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start with one or two key areas where you can make the most impact.
So maybe I focus on quantifying my achievements first, or revamping my LinkedIn profile to match my new resume strategy.
Exactly. Pick what resonates most, where you feel you can make the biggest difference. And remember, it's iterative. You can always refine as you go.
This is where that pasted text submission was so helpful, reminding me that a perfect resume is a myth. I tend to get stuck in the details, striving for perfection, but that can lead to inaction.
The perfection trap. It's real, but it's important to strike a balance between striving for excellence and taking action. Don't let perfection be the enemy of good.
It's so done is better than perfect.
Exactly. Get that resume out there, start applying, gather feedback. The job search is a learning experience in itself. You'll learn what works and what doesn't, and you'll keep improving.
Okay, so it's a journey, not a destination. I can get behind that. This whole conversation has been a real eye-opener. I'm energized and ready to take on the challenge.
That's the spirit. And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.
Well, listeners, that wraps up our deep dive into the surprising truths behind resumes. We've debunked the myths, explored the hidden mechanisms, and hopefully giving you the tools and strategies to stand out from the crowd.
Remember, you are the author of your career story. You have the power to shape your narrative and present yourself in a way that truly resonates with potential employers.
So powerful. It's not about waiting for opportunities, it's about creating them.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, your resume is just one piece of the puzzle. Your network, your online presence, your interview skills all play a role, so keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing yourself.
This deep dive has given me a whole new perspective on the job search. I'm feeling inspired and ready to take on the world.
That's what we love to hear. Stay curious, stay persistent, and never underestimate the power of a well-crafted resume.
And on that note, until next time, happy diving.